Hey everyone, it's Molly the Kush RN, your cannabis community correspondent and host of Conversations with Kush podcast. Checking in day 2 from CannaCon 2026. It's been an incredible event. We're closing it out today with Mr. Mike Lomuto from Green Equity, from Minority Cannabis Business Association. Mike, welcome.
Thank you. It's always good to see you. Always good to talk with you. Forrest, appreciate and love all the stuff you're doing, man. Absolutely.
Big ups to Forrest.
So, yeah, absolutely. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Yeah. We're here to talk about Cannabis Week, right?
Yeah.
So in August, lead us through what that's going to look like.
Yeah, so Minnesota Cannabis Week, August 21st through 27th. Right now, the way we're putting this together, it's an elevated escape out in the woods, right? Amazing retreat with, live music, entertainment, wellness.
D this year is the headliner, so that's a big deal.
Yoga, wellness activations. They're going to be just some workshopping, endocannabinoid type stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be great 3 days out in the woods, get a reset, mental health, just because nature is a reset, right?
Yeah.
And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of that 7-day span, we'll be doing the 3rd annual Green Equity.
Hey.
Right? We'll kick it off on that Monday with another policy summit. Tuesday and Wednesday, we get into the business and the culture and the capital and the growth side of the industry. A lot of thought leadership and mentorship circles and one-on-ones and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Storytelling, symposium.
Lots of value there.
Yeah. Should be a really great couple of days. We'll be doing like a mini Smoking on the Runway type of activation with Duel and his group. And then the week closes out with the Minnesota Marketplace, which will be exactly what it sounds like. It's a curated, awesome marketplace type of a situation by the Hey Mango guys. And that'll be at Earl Giles, actually, that Thursday, the first day of the state fair. So
okay, awesome.
It's going to be an awesome week.
Yeah, I love it. It's lots of exciting things. Let me give a big plug to Elevate Minnesota. Last year I was their camp nurse. I am returning this year as their camp nurse. It's an incredible event, actually. It's just a great place for community and fellowship, and there are lots of, we have some programming and stuff. So Jared and I did a presentation together last year, kind of Cannabis 101, and now he's asked Trisha and myself to kind of give some other presentations. So I know Trish is going to educate on ECS, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but it's going to be amazing, whatever it is. But yeah, Nerd D is their headliner. So it's just a really fun, it's close to the cities. It's just like an hour away in St. Croix. I mean, you can't be just getting out into the wilderness, and the campsite's really nice too. They have flushing toilets, they have working showers. So, it's not super rustic. I'm always like, I need a toilet that flushes. So they got that. And then, leading into Green Equity, every single year, Mike, there's so much value in what comes out of that symposium. I just want to really thank you for that really intentional work that you're doing.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I love the planning for Green Equity, the building of it. I love the event itself, what comes out of it. To me, it's really a confluence of a lot of amazing, incredible leaders from around the country and from locally coming together and having important, real conversations about how do we do this the right way, whether it's about policy, whether it's about the culture, whether it's about the business, all those different things that come together to really make this industry work.
Yeah.
And we do it against, the backdrop of some great venues, right? Like the North Point Conference Center. We've done multiple workshops actually before we did Green Equity there, and they've just been an amazing partner to work with.
Yeah.
They have a lot of great programming themselves.
Right.
And then the Hook and Ladder will be doing a couple of days there, and I know that's another great staple within the community here. So we're excited.
Very cannabis friendly. I think it's always good to really support the cannabis friendly venues and to really tap into those places. Those spaces are reserved for us, the people that want to consume cannabis. So it's important to go out and support them, even when there's days when it's not specifically a cannabis event, if they have a concert going on or, anything, a comedy show. They do the Bong Show there. Have you ever been to the Bong Show?
It's on my list for the summer.
Oh,
for
my
sure.
God. It's so fun. Ira Ford, he's the funniest man. And when he gets high, he's even funnier. So it's a really great time. And it's sponsored by Green Pieces. And so, there's always the beautiful bongs there too by Rick and Casquera. So yeah, I mean, the thing that I love about green equity is that you really get all aspects of what makes a successful business. And that first day when we talk about policy, like that is huge. And I don't think that people understand the rigor that they have to do with policy when they become a business owner. So talk about why that's important.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're building an industry at the same time right now. We're not just simply setting up businesses. We're building an industry out of prohibition, right?
Right.
The war on drugs, right? Minnesota has gone and said, hey, social equity matters to us, right?
And restorative justice.
Restorative justice,
Yeah.
you know, Jessica Jackson is doing an amazing job there. Of course, the whole entire OCM, I think, is doing a lot of great work there.
Yeah.
Again, using that word intentionality, really bringing that into the space. And so, you know, the Policy Summit, there's two real routes or avenues or whatever you want to call it. One is, what can we all work on together, collectively, collaboratively? Let's talk about it, let's figure it out, let's identify that, come up with something that we can work towards, you know, policy-wise here in the state.
Yeah.
But the other part, to your point, is also, MCBA right now is working on a policy navigation toolkit. And so it's about how do we help people navigate the policy work as business owners that are busy, you know, have a lot of things going on, wear a lot of different hats. This is a crazy industry. But we know that we need to lean in, we need to tap in order to make things happen the way we need to so that businesses can thrive and flourish.
Yeah.
And we can have the promise of social equity can be actualized and realized, right?
Yeah.
Especially in minority communities, right?
Right.
And so if we can get together, get a policy summit, right? The goal is come out of that where we're a lot more streamlined in our approach moving forward. And I really hope that the business owners and the advocates that really see the importance of that are there that day, right? On that Monday, August 24th, so that we can all work together and then also share resources of how do we do this?
Right.
How do we actually advocate in ways that work for me where I'm at with my business, right? Everybody's at a different place. We have to meet everybody where they're at.
Yeah. It's a lot of organizing work.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of, I love this kind of work, actually. You have to evaluate people and you have to see, like, okay, if we have an activation, what are these 5 people likely to do? Are they going to be all in? Are they 5s? Or are they going to be like, no way, we're not even going to talk about them? The 5s and the 1s, you don't even have to worry about those people. It's the people in the middle that you have to move. The 3s and the 4s, okay? So, like, how can you activate them? I think, yeah, I mean, policy work is really critical, and I mentioned it today at another panel that, you know, nothing moves the hearts and minds of your legislators more than sitting down and looking them in the eye and being like, hey, I have a problem here and I need you to fix it. You know, it's not an email, it's not a phone call, it's not a post on Instagram, it's going into their office at a scheduled time and saying, this is my problem, this is what I need solved, and then also handing them a sheet of paper so that they have like a recap. So there's a whole big training that I think needs to go into that, and it's not just important for the business owners, but it's important for consumers.
Look, it's important for everybody at the end of the day.
Truly.
And you're absolutely right. I mean, those kinds of touch points are absolutely important, right? And it's why, you know, again, I really appreciate the OCM here has done a lot of work to get into the community and have those kinds of conversations.
Yeah.
You know, that's of course the regulatory side, not the legislative side, but
Right.
it's still very important there.
Yeah, it is.
And you're absolutely right that that in-person contact matters, and also those phone calls, those emails, they matter too.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
The letters
They
that
do.
we write together, and that's why it's like, you know, we have to figure out what works for everybody, because not everybody can be down there
True.
at the Capitol on a regular basis, but everybody can, you know, put their name on something, can put a text on something. Well, we need to make sure that it resonates with everybody.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that it's something that does work for everybody, and that's where that work of organizing, sitting down at the tables, hashing stuff out, arguing with each other, debating with each other, but doing it in a really constructive manner where the goal is solutions.
Right.
And when we can work together and align with one another, it's a lot easier to get things into the ears and minds of the legislators to be able to get them to say, oh, this makes sense to move forward, because we're
Right.
hearing this in from a lot of different places, and it's all aligned.
And we're on the same page,
We're on the
right?
same page.
Yeah. Shit, I just lost it. I was going to say something about policy. Oh, yes. Okay. So what have you identified, or what do you think are some of the things that we should focus on from a policy standpoint going into the next year?
You know, We spoke before, so you know,
Yeah.
like, it's probably what's coming out of my mouth right now is hospitality, right?
Yeah.
I think that if we look at things through the lens of a hospitality, perspective, it touches every aspect of the industry,
Sure.
right, in different ways, and I think that. We see that that's really the next wave of, if we're going to make this work and be successful as an industry, we need to be really making sure that the regulations, the legislature, the statutes, everything aligns in a way that allows us to really take this to that next level and do it with hospitality in mind, tourism in mind, right?
Right.
Yeah.
If people are enjoying themselves and then you can add cannabis to that, I mean, it's gonna increase by tenfold, right?
100%.
So, and it helps normalize cannabis as a tool for enjoyment versus alcohol or something else. So yeah, I think you're right. That's really critical. I feel like there's so much education that we still need to do with our legislators to understand cannabis, even hemp. We had a big panel on hemp today, and how do we make sure hemp doesn't go away?
Yeah. And I think Minnesota, I mean, look, you guys are at the forefront in a lot of ways of solving a lot of this problem that exists. And I'm not saying that every single thing that Minnesota is doing is what I would do.
Yeah.
But, what I've seen in this state, you guys, because of the intentionality, again, we're never all going to agree on everything. But when you have a state that is saying, yes, we want to figure this out, as opposed to some of the other states that maybe are not working towards figuring that out because of other, there's a lot of different pressures and places from different places, right?
Yeah.
But here, I think there's the potential to really create that model.
Yeah.
And I think that everybody that's here is for it. And I see a lot of the folks coming in from out of town that understand that's the case. I mean, of course, you can have folks coming in from out of town that are also just here to make some money and quick and do the thing. But I feel really positive about a lot of the great people that are here, and we're going to be bringing a lot of them in for Green Equity. The day after is the, as I mentioned, the Minnesota Marketplace.
Yeah.
A lot of them are going to be there for that.
Awesome.
I'm hoping that some of the folks that come in for Green Equity are able to come in for the Elevated Escape so they can kind of get some of that Minnesota hospitality out in the woods. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, it's such a great lineup for the week.
Yeah.
Let's just talk a little bit more about Green Equity and what the offerings will be on day 2 and 3, because I think those are really important to touch on, and I really want people to get excited about this because there's a lot of great information that happens at that symposium. Talk a little bit about the mentorship and some of the work groups.
Absolutely. So 2 things that come to mind that were real big highlights from last year. Tuesday, I think, kicks off with the Storytelling Symposium. Right? I think we're going to do a keynote and then the Storytelling Symposium, something along those lines.
Yeah.
But the Storytelling Symposium, where last year, folks like Marcus Harkis, Veronica from the Minnesota Women's Cannabis Collective, Christelle Porter, told stories that were about their experience in cannabis, right?
Right.
And it was a way to really connect with and get in touch with the folks that are here doing the work on the ground in the community, right? And understanding more about the human side, I guess, of what brings us together,
right?
Why we're all here, right? Safita Artist Mills coming out from New York.
Yeah.
She's
dope.
She's amazing. I want to say her dispensary is opening up in Brooklyn or close.
All right, Safita.
Shout out to Safita for everything she's doing.
Yeah.
We have to catch up soon enough.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to.
Yeah, she's a really cool lady.
So forgive me if I'm wrong on the timeline of things. But she came out and emceed that event, that part of the event. And I don't, this year it's going to be a little different, but same concept. What's the human side? And we're going to start the day of business that way.
Okay,
and
cool.
then it'll cap on, there'll be a lot of activities in between then and then the end of the day on Wednesday. When we'll be doing the other thing that really was a big hit last year was the it was like a mentorship cocktail hour.
Yeah, a round table.
Yeah, we had about 14, 15 one-to-one cocktail tables.
It was like speed dating mentorship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was a great mix of people.
Yeah, it was.
Coming from around the country and then locally,
Yeah.
and then being able to sit down and have that one-on-one, one-on-two conversation.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So we're gonna do that again for sure.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. I really did like that aspect a lot. I'm looking forward to everything that Green Equity has to offer, and it's just always a really good time and just a lot of value. So I highly encourage people to really check it out. And if people want to attend, kind of break down that cost a little bit for them.
Yeah, so, and forgive me on the details here, but, you can find us on Event High, right?
Yeah.
We have, there's a different Event High page for each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay, cool.
So if you only want to come for one day, and you want to go to the Elevated Escape for one day or the Mango for one one day, whatever it is, you can just do that. If you want to do, hey, I want to do all 3 days of Green Equity or get a 2-day pass, those are available as well. They're discounted. I think there's an early bird special up right now.
Yeah.
We'll be doing some local activations in the community for the next couple months, so there'll be discounts that come along with like being out here in the community.
Stay tuned to my page to look for those discounts and ticket links too. So.
We're working with some local leaders also to do some scholarships for folks in case that's needed as well.
Yeah, awesome.
It runs the gamut.
Yeah, love that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Super high value event. And again, for small business owners, if you can't take 3 days off, take 1 day off, or pick your day and really just make the most of it.
And reach out if you're not sure.
Yeah.
You'll find me also at CannaCon every Wednesday practically. Yeah. Say what's up. If there's something that's going on, let me know because I'm down to come hang out and just connect.
Smoke a joint.
Absolutely. Beverage. I mean, this is Minnesota, right? We can smoke a joint while having a beverage,
For sure.
It's amazing. So thank you, Mom.
All right, last but not least, let's talk a little bit about this marketplace. I'm really curious about this because I think this is brand new, right?
So it's new here.
Okay, gotcha.
They've run the concept out there in Maryland.
Okay.
And I've heard nothing but great things. The guys that are doing this, they're amazing guys, and they, again, we're very aligned, and we want to make sure that the market gets stood up in a way where it's people with integrity doing business with people that have integrity, right?
Okay.
That really want to see a successful market. Nobody's competing against each other in the ways that, look, it's still competition,
right?
But it's like the way I equate it is it's like Pippen and Jordan. You're competing to both go win a ring together.
Yeah.
So you push each other, right?
Yeah.
And I think that with the Minnesota marketplace, that's kind of how I see it. It's like a lot of really great people coming together that understand that it's going to take a village to get this market stood up properly.
Right.
So let's create that marketplace, right? And doing it at Earl Giles is great. We'll be doing the Canna Club, like Minnesota Cannabis Week edition the night before.
Okay.
We're also the week before that we'll do like a Minnesota Cannabis Week preview at Canna Club. So it's going to be a whole wraparound experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you come to the marketplace, is it just like different vendors then? That will be okay. What can a person expect?
A curated vendor experience.
Okay.
Right?
Cool.
So these guys have been doing this around the country. Like when I say doing this, I mean in the industry for a long time.
Yeah.
So they know a lot of great folks from around that really want to do this the right way.
Okay.
So
cool.
you'll see a lot of great vendors there, and then also licensees here.
Okay.
So if you're a licensee here, if you've stood your business up, you're operational, or you're really close to being operational, that's who this event is for. So we can all do business together.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Man, it's gonna be a great week, right?
Great week.
Yeah. I'm so excited. Yeah. Any last words that you want to tell people or encourage people in?
Look, if you're new in this, right, or you're new in this marketplace, or you're launching your business, just plug in with people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing that I see is people, when they get into the operational side of things, they get into the silo.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, right? I mean, this is not, entrepreneurialism is hard. Cannabis is hard.
Right.
These are difficult, challenging things. And, the main thing I see is find people that you align with, do due diligence on them if you don't know them, vet them properly. If you get burned by somebody or somebody's not who you want them to be, realize that's not the only person out there.
Right.
Keep moving, keep finding your tribe, keep finding the people that you align with, and keep plugging in with them as much as you can, because it takes a village, it takes that support. A lot of the problems that you're facing right now, you can be answered by opening up your phone and calling somebody.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That was one takeaway that I had from Green Equity. It was nice to, and from a lot of the seminars and forums that we've been having, it's like people will come in and they'll kind of tell their story and be like, hey, look, this is where we fucked up, and, don't make our mistake. We don't always have to learn from our own mistakes. We can really tap into our network and be like, hey, how did that work out for you? So just some really good wisdom to draw upon. So create a good network for yourself is key.
Look, I've made a lot of mistakes, right?
Yeah.
If you're not making mistakes, you're not trying things, right?
Exactly.
I made a lot of mistakes. If my mistakes and those folks next to me, their mistakes can help benefit people to not make those mistakes, that's a huge win.
It is a huge win,
Absolutely.
Mike, thanks again for your time and energy. Really appreciate you coming on and really highlighting what we're going to do, this big event in Minnesota Cannabis Week in August. So August 21st through the 27th, starting off with Elevate Minnesota, 3 days over the weekend, big camping retreat, and then leading into Green Equity, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 24th, 25th, 26th. Make sure to look for the ticket links to all of these events coming up on my social media pages. I'll have ticket links for you. And then finally capping it off with the Minnesota Marketplace. So tap in and get involved. So that's day 2 from CannaCon 2026. You heard it here first. Peace.